Oh, her husband is doing this.
Ready? Good afternoon. I want to welcome everybody to the Elizabethtown City Council work session for March 25th, 2019, and ask Councilman Terry Shipp to lead us in the invocation.
Set the word of prayer, please. Our Heavenly Father, we're so grateful to be here tonight. What a wonderful day you've given us. We appreciate all the opportunities for the day. Appreciate this crowd tonight. Ask a special blessing for all these kids that are with us tonight. We pray that you'll be with them and all the things that they do. Thank you for the way that you continue to bless us and look after us. Thank you for the way that you always seem to give us all that we need in our lives. Thank you for the many blessings for this city. Great place to call home and to work and to raise our families. We ask for your continued blessings on this council, for our mayor, all of our employees, and all of our citizens. And we ask that you be with us and keep us safe until we come together again. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Glad to have Mrs. Billings' fourth grade class from Morningside Elementary to lead us in the pledge today. So if y'all would come up, we'll walk around and say a few. This is big truth and faith. There you go.
Face the flag.
Okay, who's going to start us off? All right, you lead us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. You all don't care? Just round up a little bit here and let us get in behind you and let's get a big picture, okay? Ms. Billings, if you'll come up here. Coach Mudd, if you'll come up here.
We got Miss Ingram here.
Ms. Ingram, if you'll come up here. Come on.
You don't know.
Do y'all think Councilman Bishop should go with you on these countries?
Okay, I'm gonna take you over here.
All right, guys. Big pretty smiles. Got it. Thank you all very much. Hey, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Great job, guys. Thank you all very much. Hey, I'll tell you what, we can clear a room in a hurry. Okay, so Deeks Drive updates next. Michael Page, if you would, sir.
Good afternoon. It's a little over 3 weeks ago, the existing stormwater pipe crossing Deeks Drive had a second failure since the first in December. And at that time, we thought it was the best public's interest to close the road for their safety. The city is working diligently with engineering design group to come up with a plan to reconstruct the storm sewer in that area and open back Deeks Drive traffic. EDG has provided us with many alternative plans. We're looking to narrow that selection and come up with a final plan at the end of this week, and then proceed with receiving cost estimates from contractors. Some of those factors that are involved with that decision, there's a lot of existing utilities in that area. There's sanitary sewer, water, gas, above and underground electric we're having to deal with. Also, the existing businesses and how to impact them to lease during this process. And the traffic control, when can we get Deeks Drive back open again? And is it even feasible during construction to open Deeks Drive back for the safety of the public? Also during that site exploration, we had noticed that, found that the existing sanitary sewer main in the area also has its own issues. It's old infrastructure, it's undersized and clay, and while we're in the area, it just makes sense to go ahead and replace that instead of coming back potentially in the near future and having the same mess we're in currently. That's all I have to give you an update on. Hopefully the next few weeks we'll be able to have a better course of action, have a contractor ready to go and get started out there.
Michael, how long do you think, once contracts are in place, the actual work process will take? Do you have an estimation on that?
As it appears, it could be as long as 90 days
Wow.
to get all that work done.
So it's utilities, maybe.
Well, the utilities are a major issue, but correct me if I'm wrong, that pipe's pretty deep.
Yes.
And we didn't have any equipment on hand that would reach it, so it's gonna take special equipment from whoever, and it's a little deeper than what we're used to normally working with, I believe.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
So you're thinking 3 or 4 weeks before we have a definite plan?
Yeah, at the end of this week, we feel like we can finalize on a plan and start actively approaching contractors to get some estimates. As soon as we can get, at least 3 estimates in, then that first week we could go ahead and proceed, but it may take at least 2 weeks to
get
at
your
the most
estimates,
to get those estimates.
Well, we'll just have to be patient, but I think we all agree, let's fix it right. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
This
Freeman Lake office update, Mr. Scott Reynolds.
Thank you, Mayor. Coming to y'all today, we found an issue with the design documents, and I take full responsibility for not finding it at the beginning, but there's roof insulation that is not as part of the bid right now. So we've had to ask contractors to give us a new number for that, and it's over our change order amount, so we need to bring it to you all. So next week, I think we're gonna bring a change order to you all to add roof insulation in an amount of $34,157.77.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yes,
What
sir.
was your allowance?
I'd have to look at 84 Lumber's specific contract and see. It was 10% or 15%, so it's over that. It's over that 15%. Now, the entire project, we haven't had any change orders out there at all. So the entire project is still under the 15%.
This $34,000 number is the total for the
For
roof
the-
insulation. It's not that much over the allowance.
Correct. This is for the total change order. And it's the insulation and new trim that's got to go, because it's 3 inches of insulation, new trim that's got to go up too. So,
Are you anticipating any, I mean, where we're at the stage we're at, but
no, sir. No, I don't anticipate. I mean, we're pretty far along. We've got the building under roof, or under deck now, not under roof. We got to wait for this insulation.
so do we have insulation in the one at American Legion?
Yes, sir. So we'll bring you all that change order next week. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Don Hill, April cleanup is good. You don't have any change orders, do you?
No, sir, I do not. I'm glad we're all going before the city financial report. Right now, we still have money, correct?
What's up with you?
Mayor, council, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here today. I want to talk about April cleanup or spring cleanup, and that will begin on April 1st. It will end on April the 30th. The whole month we'll be picking up junk and debris. The week of the 22nd through the 26th, That'll be the week that's designated to pick up appliances. And on those, we'll pick up by appointment only. So if anybody has any appliances that need to be picked up, you can call into the office at 270-765-6121, extension 341, and make the appointment for that. Appliances that contain Freon, we ask that you have the Freon removed in an approved manner and tagged. That way we'll know when the crews show up to pick up those appliances. Limited brush pickup will continue through the month of April while we're focusing on junk and debris. We ask that you separate the larger items from the smaller items, not to block traffic with junk that you're putting out.
That means not in the road.
Not in the road.
Not in the road.
Not in the road. I had to put that out there. I went and looked at a couple places today where brush was in the road, or in the streets. Let's see, if you bag or if you have smaller items, we ask that you limit the weight to those to 50 pounds and not to use cardboard, garbage cans, anything like that, trash receptacles when you put your junk out. Try to place it far enough away from power lines so the equipment doesn't get entangled in that. And what we will not pick up is household garbage, hazardous materials, liquids, which would include paints, oils, antifreeze. Construction debris, tires, or automobiles will not be picked up unless Matt Deneen wants to get rid of that Corvette that's in his garage. If you want that picked up, Matt, just call me. I'll do that personally. So, if the public wants to buy plastic bags, they're available at Public Works and at the Pritchard Community Center. That would be, the cost is $3 for 25 bags. Or $27 for a case of 250 bags. We will follow the normal routes. That's starting in Area 1 on Monday. Continue through Area 5. We'll make as many passes through the city as the month allows. And, if there's still some out, we'll continue for a few days after the 30th. Are there any questions? All right, thank you all.
Appreciate you.
Hart County landfill free dump days this year will be April 13th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then October 12th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. The other thing is that electronics, we will not pick up electronics. However, E-Scrap Day is at AGC Automotive on April the 20th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
When's the free dump days again?
April 13th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then October 12th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Fill up that man.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you.
And Jeff Hawkins with the city financial status.
Has it gotten worse since you were sitting there?
Okay. Maybe a little bit different than what we were thinking about. Ed and I talked and trying to come up with something good to present to you all, maybe like on a quarterly basis. I know we don't usually do much until budget time. So this is just kind of a rough draft of a form. All these numbers are based on December. The way our numbers come in, doing something every month is probably not really worthy of just the way the timing of things, with it, the ebb and flow of revenues and expenditures. But what I'm actually asking you all today, I'm not doing some big spiel about where we're at, but if you all can take a look at this form, maybe see what you think is missing from it, something you want more. Like I said, I look at this as kind of a rough draft going forward in the future. Basically, what it does show, it shows basically different sections. One's cash balances, different revenue collections, spending by area. I didn't break it down between every single department, but like, for example, instead of breaking out Public Works into streets and the various construction, I was lumped it all into Public Works. The various revenues and expenditures by fund, and then spending by major category. Yes?
I'm just, for me, from a balance sheet perspective, I'd like to see our total debt. I'd like to see when our bonds that are issued, when they mature and become due.
Okay.
I don't think it'd take a lot of space, but.
Yeah, no, we can do that. Obviously, some of that doesn't change every quarter based on things. Yeah, we can do it. But yeah, what I would like for y'all to do is take a look at it and just see what
what you would like to see. There's so much information out there and there's so much detail that you'd probably get lost in the shuffle if I gave you every single thing. So if you can look at something and say, yeah, I'd rather see this in more detail, then we can provide that as well.
Hey, Jeff, down there under your specific general fund revenue collections, got an actual budget.
Yeah.
Is that a yearly budget or is that just a 6-month budget?
6-month budget.
Okay,
Yeah.
6 months. So that's,
Yeah,
that number represents 6%. What
Yes.
should be at the 6-month mark? Okay.
yeah, all the budget numbers, we budget basically based on a flat.
Okay.
So like for example, property tax, to get the year-to-date budget or the total year budget to double it, because
Gotcha.
we're through 6 months,
Okay.
but you can't double the revenue, obviously. Yeah, because of the way the timing of when it comes in.
I got you.
So no, if everybody's asking, yes, we do have a lot of money, we're doing good.
What, okay, banking wise here, if it's over budget, why is it in parentheses? Because parentheses means negative.
Are we looking at?
Look at property tax.
Yeah.
Actual is over budget, but you got that in parentheses, which to me, as I look at that from a financial standpoint, it looks like that's a negative. Parentheses mean negative.
Yeah, no, you're saying.
Okay.
I think I originally had it in there as negative numbers, and I changed it to positive, so.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good though.
I mean, is that, like I said, we'd like to keep you all kind of updated through the process. So, I mean, as Jeff pointed out, if there's things that you all would like to see differently, or say, oh yeah, the variance isn't something that we need to see, just the actual numbers and the budget numbers good enough too. I mean, I think that helps because.
I like this format.
Yeah, I think summary format's better than just giving you all page after page after page of detail.
I think like Terry said, and I mean, Matt said, we could have both bonds on there just as.
Okay.
And it looks like all that revenue and expenditures by fund, it looks like all that, there's some space in there that where you can tighten that up and maybe have room for the total debt. And then the other thing that on the general fund revenue and the spending by area, if you could put a percentage in there for the percentage of the total budget.
For the
And then,
total year, yeah.
Yeah, and since you're doing it from a programming standpoint, if you just rank them to where, like the spending by area, give us a percentage and start with the highest and then descend all the way down. Do the same thing on the revenue side.
I can do that. And most of this is all general fund too. We can do a lot of the same thing for the water and sewer and gas fund, but mainly we'll spend time with budget wise, it's the general fund.
If I just want to say thank you.
Yeah,
this is, and Ed, I've been here 18 years. This is the only time I've ever known how the city is done financially is when the audit comes in. Thank you. I mean, it helps as we go forward, A, going into budget, but B, as we make some spending decisions these last couple months.
Yeah, we take for granted that we're doing well, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, look it over, and this, like I say, this is through December. So if you get back to me, either email me or whatever, and we can make some changes, so we come out with another one through March. We get the March numbers done, then we can make some updates. And the way we do our month-end closing, it probably wouldn't be until the second work session where we'd have everything done.
Right.
So I'd rather not bring you personal information about.
No, that's great.
And the next one, hopefully, will get us going right into the budget. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Ed, coming up April 1st meeting. Yeah, the first, I guess, question for April 1st, it is spring break. And, you know, some people are gone, some not. We just wanted to make sure if we had a quorum for next week, and if we do, then we'll prepare some of the stuff we've been working on. If not, and we'll get ready for meeting later in April. So I know Matt's going to be gone next Monday.
Tom usually goes to Bahamas or something.
I know if Ron Thomas were here, he'd say, I'm not gonna be here.
He had spring break.
Cindy, I know, told me last week that she wasn't gonna be, was not, so.
I believe I'm gonna be here. I thought originally I wasn't, but my son said I would be here.
In Berger, you're not leaving until Tuesday, right? The second. Right. So it looks like we'll have 4, so we'll have a meeting next week. Well, I mean, there's a couple items that we're working on from carryover stuff. You all know the Planning Commission has a meeting tomorrow night. I think they have 3 hearings, so they may have some recommendations. Again, they'll just be first reading, so I mean, it won't be action to be taken next week, but at least moving that process. Potentially.
What did we have on schedule for second reading? For next week?
The what?
Second reading.
Oh, that's gonna be the tax for the sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, that don't want.
For the second reading this
Yeah.
week.
And then we're gonna first reading on.
Issue.
Yeah, we're working on an ordinance to, Seth talked to you all a couple
Right.
of weeks ago about, bringing our fishing license and permitting in line with the state. So that's led us in getting into that to found that there's a number of different ordinances in different places that address some of that. So we're trying to clean all that up in one effort too, instead of the 5 or 6 old ordinances that we've come across, to try to consolidate them to make it clearer to everybody on what the standards, because we actually have even some conflicts in some existing ordinances that are new. Do a little house cleaning for you guys, make it simple. We'll work on that.
You know, things are good in E-Town when we're working on fishing.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Council remarks. Anybody have anything they'd like to talk about?
I would thank the fire department for their efforts and the EMS folks that they did on the south side of town. That was remarkable.
Yeah, they did a great
A lot
job.
of effort into that. Unfortunately, no one got hurt, but unfortunately, we did save the building. I'm just glad no one got hurt. Thank the fire department. It's up to you.
If I could, I'll add in Amy Inman, who worked on behalf of the city, trying to accommodate those that were displaced with different organizations and stuff. So Amy, I appreciate your working.
She did an outstanding job, and Chris Denham at EPD did an outstanding job with those people. You know, it was terrible to see them sitting there and they've lost a good bit of everything that they own, and all they have is each other, and they don't know where their next meal's coming from or where they're gonna sleep that night. And there were a lot of concerned people, including the Red Cross, that did an outstanding job of finding those people a place to stay while Chief Malone and his firefighters were out there doing their job. So it was a sad day, but it was handled well, and I thought your men did a great job as well. And on a side note, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Chief Malone had his head shaved and his mustache shaved for St. Baldrick's, and we thought he was gonna let it grow back, but his wife said she liked it, so he's left it that way.
She changed her mind.
Coming back. So well, you all got to see maybe one only time in his life since he was about 15 now. Anybody have anything else?
Eric was about ready to shave his.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Spent some time out in Public Works, last couple of weeks. Roger and Kenny, these are the guys who pick up trash every day on our streets. I worked for the city for close to 17 years, had no idea that we had people designated just to go by and pick up trash. And there's so much that goes on in Public Works. My hat's off to Don Hill and all those employees. They do a wonderful job, and it just, for me, it goes unnoticed, and I can't say enough about the unsung heroes of our city.
In Burnsville, not only do they pick up trash, especially in the wintertime, but if we had a penny for every blade of grass they cut in the summer, Roger and Kenny, we would have a large budget, because those guys mow from the time they get started to the time it's over, every day, and never say a word about it.
They're not young men.
They're not, but I tell you what, they'd outwork most young men.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we have over 300 people that are unsung heroes and do great things for city government. And I'll be quite frank with you, I've lived here all my life, and before I got to this position, I had no idea how special the people that work for the city are. And I've seen it firsthand in every department that we have. So, absolutely. So, good point. Glad you brought that up. Okay, well, with that, we are adjourned.